In this video I'm going to attempt to show you how to change a Fiat Ducato steering wheel. This also applies to the Sevel models, which are Peugeot, Citroen as well. This is off a Fiat Ducato Rapido motorhome. My reason for doing it was that when I bought the van, I didn't have any steering wheel controls for the radio. The radio is actually, being a commercial vehicle, further away from the steering wheel than it would be on a car. And to make matters worse, the vehicle came with a touchscreen radio. Well, I call it a radio, they call it a head unit now, with all sorts of telephone things, and it had a DVD player as well. Well, when I'm driving along and I want to change channels or something like that, I don't want to have to take my eyes off the road to touch a small area of a touchscreen. So I went online and I bought this steering wheel with remote controls, but I had some fun changing it, so I'll show you what I have to do. The reason for showing you when it's all in bits is that there are some secret things that you have to move. You see these hooks? They're cast aluminium. There's 3 of them spread around the inside of the steering wheel. You have to get the airbag off, obviously, before you can remove the steering wheel. There's the airbag unit. That's the business end of the airbag unit. And how you get that off the steering wheel caused me some difficulty. I knew there were some little tiny holes that you have to poke something up in order to lever something off the inside of this hook here. But I didn't know what, because I'd never taken one apart before and don't have any access to any Fiat professional dealerships, because I can't afford them. So I poked around. I figured that whatever it was, it would need a bent tool. So I got a cheap tatty screwdriver and put a bend in it. It's a flat bladed screwdriver, and I put a bend because I figured you would need to be levering like that. Now I've got the airbag off, I can show you the thing that actually needs levering. It's this rod here. There's 3 of them, and they actually move. It's easier to do it in the fingers than well, I'll have to do it with the screwdriver so that it's clearer. In theory, you put your little screwdriver up those holes and push this rod, which is sprung loaded, away from those hooks that I showed you just now. There's one, there's another one. There's quite a bit of spring force on them, but this one is more difficult. For some reason, this one gave me more difficulty than the others. I know why now, but at the time I didn't. Levering this one away from what would be the hook when it's in position. What makes it stiffer is that on the, I'll call that a side, that the side, and that the bottom of the airbag. Turn it over. The side ones move relatively easily, because inside here this is a piece of steel rod that runs all the way down here, so it's a lot easier to move it, and that side one, than this one that doesn't have very much length to it. See, it pivots. I don't know if you can see that, but the right hand edge of it has gone right to the end of its travel. The left hand edge is only halfway down a little slot that it moves in. The reason for that is that it's a piece of rod that runs along here, and its bend around lives just in there. I can see it, I don't know if you can. So it's only got that much to bend. So when you do successfully move one of these rods out from the retaining clip, this cast aluminium retaining clip, the airbag will pop up, not explode, I mean just release itself from that clip. Then inside the steering wheel you find two connectors. This white one is for the horn, and the multicoloured, my favourite combination of colours of all time, yellow and violet, is for the airbag. The problem I've now got is that the scrapyard I got the vehicle recycling centre I got the steering wheel from didn't supply the cables that run from the steering wheel remote controls to the steering column. The connector at the steering column has got 6 pins. 2 are for the horn, 2 are for the airbag, and I suspect the other 2 are for the digital data stream that the remote controls would send. So therefore I've sent an email back to the scrapyard asking if they've got this cable. Anyway, that's another story, and then I'll have to go and find a radio that accepts remote controls, and then I will also have to find out whether the vehicle chassis has got cabling from the steering wheel to the radio console area. But that's a problem for another day. Meanwhile, I've got to put this back together, and I thought somebody might be interested to know what's behind your airbag steering wheel in a Fiat Ducato.